Double A, Premier League's back, United back, biggest win of the season so far. I would say the most comfortablest win by a country mile so far this season as well.
Absolutely. Got to be made up with that. That's a great team performance. Some individual performances in there just as good. But I think as a whole we have to be really happy with everyone's input and performance in that game. I mean, stand out for me, the glue, the main reason this team ticks the way it does now is Casemiro. I mean, I could wax lyrical all night long on this guy. I just think he is, for me, the best CDM, not only in the Premier League but also maybe even Europe. I just think what he brings to that team is what we've been missing, and I would say the best signing we've had since Van Persie. I know the bar isn't very high in terms of that, but he's just majestic in every single thing that he does. I love the guy, honestly.
Best South American we've ever had?
I mean, again, the bar's not very high with that, is it?
I know. I was teasing you in with that one, sorry.
No, but it's true, he is, I mean, soft spot for Raphael. He'll always be up there for me as well, but Varane as well, obviously. But yeah, Casemiro, I mean, just never looks flustered. Always looks like he's got that time and that space, no matter how many players are around him, that he can make that pass or he can get himself out of trouble. And again, not Ten Hag's first choice signing for that midfield, but you've got to thank the stars that we've managed to get him, because 60 million looks like an absolute steal at the moment, and
that's it.
I'm just really happy that he plays for Manchester United.
Glad that he's not one of these in our squad with the illness right now that we're struggling with. We've got quite a few out, but we're just about managing, mate. With players to come back as well, good players to come back. Do you feel confident that 1 point off top 4, game in hand, tough games to come obviously, tougher test than tonight. You feel like the squad is good enough to get us through and over the line?
I think what can get us through this period and over the line is the harmony or the belief and the unit that they are now. You can tell that they're actually fighting for each other. You look at the less fancied players, even the crowd are getting behind him. Maguire, great reception tonight, whether you like him or you don't. Malacia has come in, I thought he had a good game. Shaw at centre back for me was unbelievable. Yes, it's Nottingham Forest, yes, they're not going to cause us too many problems at home, but he didn't look out of place there, and he looked confident and he looked assured, alongside Varane, which I know another person that is just, for me, proven again and again an astute signing, because he's showing that world-class talent and capability and know-how in that defence that we've been missing for a long time.
Shows you that mentality, doesn't it, mate? Absolutely. 9 days after losing the World Cup final, he's back there, just nonchalant, just cruising around the pitch in complete control. And you know what? You can see it, and you can feel that vibe and that coolness passing off into the other members of the defence. Because Luke Shaw tonight looked like he played at centre back all his bleeding career. It was a simple stroll in the park for him again, and that's down to the leadership of Varane and Casemiro in front of him. That leadership within that team, the winners, that comfortable, that composure is a big word I would use with them two. You can see other players feeding off it.
Oh, absolutely, and like when you play with those better players, you feel better in yourself, and their sort of confidence and their assuredness rubs off on you, and you feel like you can play against Barcelona, Real Madrid, whoever, and you'll be a winner, because you feel that confident in your own ability. And that's what we saw with Shaw tonight. And I think even Martial and Rashford, all these players, Wan-Bissaka as well. Let's talk about Wan-Bissaka, because again, not really been fancied. He played well the other night with a great assist, and I think he's come in today and again had a really great game. Looked a bit shaky at the end against Dennis. I think Dennis might have had to beat him a couple of times, but he just looks unbelievable. And again, you play with these Varanes and Casemiros, and they just rub off on you, and they just make you play to a different level, which we saw in a great performance tonight.
Yeah, another sign there, like you just mentioned Wan-Bissaka, another sign there about the work that Ten Hag's doing behind the scenes, because Wan-Bissaka looked like he was down and out, dead and buried. He wasn't. He didn't look like he was down with what Ten Hag's plan was, but when we needed them, the squad players have come in today again, and it looks like they're wanting to play for him and wanting to take the opportunity. And I think them players now feel that if they do take it, they've got a chance of coming into the team. Oh, absolutely.
You have to look at the two biggest examples of players taking on board what Ten Hag wants at De Gea and De Gea. De Gea again today looks very, whenever the ball is going near him, he's out on his line, and he's been criticised for that quite a lot. And I think just everyone else just needs to look at maybe them two examples, because for me they're the best two players that are playing under Ten Hag at the moment, in terms of their sort of how they propelled themselves to a higher level and looking so much better. You can talk about Rashford coming back and being an amazing player again, with that confidence, and everyone can take heart from that. I mean, if you listen to the manager, he clearly can get the best out of players that were maybe not looking the best last season. So Wan-Bissaka, you know, I'd like him to stay. I think you know, defensively he's sound. He just needs to improve up the pitch, and you know, it saves us not having to go out and get a replacement when we're struggling for a striker or midfielders or defenders.
I think you already know the answer to this one before you go. Man of the match?
Answer, no, I'm going to say it's definitely Casemiro. Again, best CDM in the world for me.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers.